Good time zone Twitch, and welcome to the RPG Valkyries Speedrun Ragnarok 2021 Marathon. Happy Canadian Thanksgiving to my countrymen. Happy Indigenous Peoples Day to people around the world. Happy Day of the Girl Child. So there's a lot going on. The RPG Valkyries are an inclusive group of female and femme-leading speedrunners who all love and run RPGs. If you'd like to join their Discord, please use !Discord for the link in chat. The Discord is open to all people and all genders. And they are doing this marathon in support of Take This, which is a charity that is a mental health nonprofit. Their main mission to inform the gaming community about mental health issues, provide education on different disorders and prevention techniques, and reduce the overall stigma around mental illness. And at this lovely wee hour of the morning, we have Mug, and she will be running Hades. Mug?
Hey everyone, so I'm Sergeant Mug. My name's Mug, and today I'm running Hades. I'll be running the any heat category, which is pretty much your sort of most common any percent type category. The goal is just get out of the underworld as quickly as possible, and that's what I'm going to try and do today.
Sounds great to me.
Alrighty, so you have a bunch of different weapons you can choose from. I already obviously have decided what I'm going with, and then there's many settings you can add on here that all make the game more difficult for you. I'm just trying to do it quickly, so I don't want it to be more difficult, but I actually am going to turn on this little extreme measures thing. It makes the fights a little more difficult, but in the end, ultimately, it helps me go a little bit faster. It's a little more risky, but anyway, so time's gonna, now that I've got that set up, time is going to start when I click this begin escape button right here, which I'll just count down, I suppose, and then we'll get going. So I'm gonna click begin escape, and time's gonna start in 3, 2, 1, and now. Basically how Hades works is I go through different rooms of the underworld one at a time, and along the way I'm gonna collect different items and meet various gods like Zeus. Zeus is super duper important to me because his lightning strike attack is one of like the main sort of aspects of my build that I have going into the game. So it's the one that I want to get right away. Hades actually, the leaderboards sort of run on in-game time. So you can see in the top right corner of my screen is my the in-game timer, which is going to stop when the game is paused or when I'm looking at menus and things like that. So though the timer is going on like in real time right now, what I'm mostly concerned about is this timer in the top right corner. Which is why sometimes when I make decisions, you might see me pause the game because it's going to stop the in-game timer. The entrances to the rooms give you a little icon, and that icon tells you what you're going to get once you beat all the enemies in the room. And I'm going to decide what I want, obviously based on what's going to be most beneficial to me. The things I'm going after the most are meeting these different gods and goddesses because they're going to give me power-ups, which are the most useful thing for me. Oh my gosh.
Lady Aphrodite.
A little birdie told me recently that you and Mick...
And of course, all the different room rewards, the different items you find and power-ups you get are going to be random every time. So while I have certain things I'm looking for each time, it's going to be unpredictable what I'm actually going to end up being able to get. It keeps it, it keeps you on your toes anyway. It keeps things fresh for sure.
That's one more.
There are some rooms that I'm definitely going to always want to go for. The shop, for example, because there's no enemies to fight. So that's really great. I don't want to buy anything right now, but that's okay because I saved a lot of time by going through this room with no enemies.
If this is a good moment, we have a donation.
Oh?
We have $5 coming in from Gyogan Taishi, and my apologies if I've mispronounced that. The comment is from Japan. Thanks, take this.
Yo, thanks. So I'm gonna jump into this suspicious looking black hole right here, because much like the shop, this chamber right here is, well, no enemies to fight. So, this is, this character we've just run into is called Chaos, and they have a variety of power-ups that give you a consequence for several rounds, and then you get a benefit. So I'm gonna think for a moment what sort of consequence I can deal with for now. Boy. These are all kind of bad, but you know what? That's what we're gonna work with here. This let's try this.
Chaos.
I would just like to point out to our listeners that we have a $10,000 goal, and we are $13.15 away from making ourselves 1/4 of that distance.
Oh my gosh, it's only $13 from a quarter away. Let's go.
There's lots of time to make it to 10,000, but it could be that the next donor is going to be the one to make it to 2,500.
Absolutely. So this consequence that I've just gotten from Chaos makes me move excruciatingly slow, but I think the power-up I'm gonna get in the end is worth it, and those are just sort of like the types of decisions that you have to make when you're playing this run. It definitely keeps it interesting. And so you can see Zeus's power-up is paying off here as the lightning bolts are flying in between all the enemies. It makes everything look pretty chaotic, but it's very useful for
Something
me.
I can use.
Now this big gray circle appearing here on the floor is one of my like rocket type. It's one of like the weapons on my gun. And the gimmick here is that if I'm standing in the explosion, my attack does more damage for a few seconds. So that's why I'm firing off this rocket and then trying to get right in the middle of it, because not only does it do damage, but it gives me a
Palm of power.
buff as well.
Palmed up. Vast rigid.
Ooh, this is a toughie. These are both good rooms. Let's go here. Hermes, as you can imagine in a speedrun, is one of our favorite gods because he is the god of swiftness. And he's gonna help us go a lot faster, which we love to see. So without further ado, we're gonna head into the boss of sort of the first world of 3
I'm back,
worlds
ladies.
here in the underworld.
Your little
The
companion
Fury
not too much to
sisters.
handle, is she, Zacharias? I trust you're taking excellent care of.
Oh, she's been positive.
If you were hoping to avoid. I don't think so.
I'm a little mesmerized by all the flashing lights and pretty colors.
There is so much going on. It's very easy to get overwhelmed.
You little
Well,
closer,
it's pretty embarrassing to go back and watch, you know, like old videos of me playing this game, because I would just there's so many moving things and many colors, but there we go. We beat the first world of the underworld in 4 minutes flat. I usually like to go for something that starts with a 3, so I will call this a win.
The others flew off.
And in between each world, you get a sort of little like relaxy room, so I get recover some health here and sort of swap out some of my items.
Which one? Should help.
This item I've just
I'll pay for
purchased
that.
from this little witch's cauldron right here is gonna spawn one of those like black hole portals that I went through.
Closer to the
It
surface.
costs money to obviously buy it, And to enter Chaos's like portal costs some health, but like I said, skipping a room and getting this sort of free room without having to fight enemies just saves you so much time.
Interesting.
And now welcome to the next region of the underworld. There's lots of lava here, so watch your step.
I have it on reasonably good authority that lava is hot.
Yeah, actually, you know, pro tip, like, to be good at speedrunning this game, you should not walk in the lava, believe it or not.
That sounds like just generally good advice.
Yeah. Actually, there is a little bit of lore in the game that explains why you can stand in the lava and not die. Like, you take damage standing in the lava, but, well, let's see, what do I want here? You take damage standing in the lava, but there's lore reasons, apparently, explaining why you don't just immediately die. And it's that Zagreus, you can't really tell from looking at his tiny little model here, but he's actually barefoot right now, and his, like, orange, bright little feet are actually just, like, he has, like, flaming feet. I'm not really sure what's, like, the IRL, like, mythological explanation for this, but, yeah, he, has flaming feet, and so that explains why he has some heat tolerance, apparently? And here we are in a mini-boss room, the Barge of Death. It's a big lava boat. Oh my gosh, that was so many bombs.
Mine.
I think it may be worth noting that we've just received a raiding party of 103 people.
Yo, welcome in, raiders. Welcome to the underworld.
Welcome, Palmer.
Now let me add a little something to all.
Thank you guys so much for the raid.
Any other blessings?
You are
maybe?
currently watching Speedrun Ragnarok 2021, put on by the RPG Valkyries in support of Take This, a mental health charity.
Can catch my breath.
Here's one of our besties, Eurydice. Not only does she sing beautifully, but she makes delicious food that gives us some amazing in-game benefits, and we save a ton of time by not having to fight enemies.
Freshly made.
Ooh, that's good.
And right after
See
this,
you
we come
again.
up on a shop, which is sort of another free room. So basically, we're having a really great time.
Cheers, mate.
And with that, it is already time for the boss of the next region of the underworld. This is Lerny, the Bone Hydra.
How's the old neck holding up?
So that hammer that I just bought in the shop, the hammer gives you an upgrade of your weapon. So what this upgrade is fires 5 rockets off instead of 1, which, as you can imagine, as I said before, I'm trying to stand in my rocket's explosion because it gives me a buff. So this is one of the best upgrades for my weapon, for obvious reasons. It gives me more surface area to stand in. Alright, and this big freeze frame that just happened on screen was, I actually just died, but you have a couple lives in this game. It's what is called Death Defiance, so I have just defied death, and I will live to die another day. When you use a Death Defiance, you eat up a little bit. You come back with about, like, I think like 50% of your health. I genuinely don't know. I probably should, but you come back with partial of your health restored, and I have 3 of those. Hopefully I won't use any more of them, but you know, you never know.
Hydra heads were never meant to
And
fly.
with that, we're out of the lava world.
So is that 2 down and 1 to go?
That's 2 down. It's sort of 1.5 to go. There's one more big one, like the 2 we've just been through, and then there's one sort of mini one. I'd say it's about 1.5 to go. Trying to decide what I want next. These items that I'm choosing from in between each area are called my keepsakes, and they're items that you are given as gifts from all the characters in the game. If you give them a gift, they give you one in exchange. Oh, check this out. I can replenish one of my Death Defiance disease. And anyway, the keepsake I've just gone with this time is a coin purse, which just gives me a bunch of extra money. Sometimes that's all I want. But the other keepsakes were the ones that, like I said at the very beginning, it was very important to me that I got Zeus's power up. So the keepsakes actually can sort of like manipulate which gods appear. And welcome to Elysium, the 3rd region of the underworld. There are some pretty annoying enemies here, including these flame wheels, which are teeny tiny chariots that are very fast and very annoying. And also these butterfly balls, which have a real canon name that I don't know.
Idiot. Destroyed as promised. Beware the adamant rail.
Oh? Here's Dionysus, who doesn't have the best power-ups in the game, but he's very fun and nice to look at, so we still like to meet him. And in fact, he has one of my favorite power-ups, so even better.
Phew, that's good.
Apparently one of the protagonist's favorite power-ups, too.
Oh, absolutely. Zagreus has some really, like, cute and funny dialogue in the game. I just think it's so amusing that he makes these little offhand comments, even though there's nobody here with him. It's just him and the monsters. But he makes these jokes as if someone can hear him, and I appreciate it.
Maybe he knows you're listening.
He probably does. This is the type of game that I feel like makes fourth wall jokes like that.
How about a different set of choices then?
Here's another friend, another beloved free room. He's gonna give us some amazing power-up options. And we love him for it. So the one I've just chosen is gonna help me restore a little bit of health each room. I mean, a lot of bit of health each room, really. And we'll be on our merry way.
I'm also quite enjoying the music.
Oh yeah, the music in this game is great. And they even in your house, sort of, you know, like the lobby, like in between runs, there's a little music stand, and Orpheus, the court musician, is there, and you can go to the music stand and listen to all the tracks in the game. The music in this game is great, and so is all the voice acting. And in fact, the voice actor for Zagreus, I know for a fact voices multiple of the characters in the game.
So when you say he spends a fair bit of time talking to himself...
Ah, yeah, I suppose I meant it in more ways than one. Get back here.
Over there.
We're still $13.15 away from that $2,500 mark.
Y'all, if I wasn't in the middle of fighting the undead right now, I would be donating $13.15, let me tell you. Let's see. What have I already got from Hermes?
How about some other boons instead?
There we go. This is a really big deal boon that we're about to get from Hermes right here. This rush delivery. You deal bonus damage based on any bonus move speed. We love bonus damage because killing things faster means advancing faster. And we love bonus move speed because going faster means going faster. So all in all, it's just a really good time and it's really important for this speed run. I'm gonna decide if I want to buy something else before I move on. I think I don't actually. Well, maybe. Ooh.
Should come in useful.
Alright, it's time for the mini-boss of World 3. It's actually a twofer. We're gonna fight Theseus and his compatriot Asterius.
Let us destroy him.
Theseus is one of those characters that you just love to hate, because he's just such a jerk, so it's really satisfying to fight him.
You want to know what else is satisfying?
The fact that somebody just donated $13.15?
Not quite $13.15. We've got a $15 donation from Garby saying 2.5. Let's go, GL Mug.
Aw, thanks, Garby.
I should also point out that, you know, if you want something read dramatically, I am in a very big and boomy space.
That's for sure.
Must I send
Let's see, now we're headed into the final region of the underworld, so it's time to choose a keepsake one last time. I'm gonna go for this evergreen acorn, which Eurydice, our singing, cooking friend from before, gave to me. You take 0 damage the first 5 times a boss hits you, so it's basically gonna give us 5 free hits once we get to the final boss. You really can't go wrong with that.
I can do this again.
Now we're headed into the final region of the underworld, which is a little bit different from the others. This is the Temple of STYX. We are at sort of the mouth of the river Styx, and the way this region works is instead of a linear path like I've been going through, just room after room, there are a few different chambers right here. And, well, there's an item inside of one of these that we need before we can advance, and all we can do is hope it doesn't take us too many of these rooms to find it. It will never be in the first one, so this first one we're sort of just gonna go through, and then it'll be at the second one that we'll all start crossing our fingers, alright?
May your luck be better than mine was.
Yeah, it's just, there's nothing you can do about it. You're either gonna find it in 2 rooms or you're gonna find it in 5.
I'm getting a couple comments on my environment for reading.
Did you say you were in a church?
I am indeed in a church.
A moment's rest.
The organ part of organMike refers to my job. I'm a church organist.
Do you sleep there too?
No, I don't sleep here. But the people that sleep in my apartment, namely my partner and my daughter, appreciate me not being at home right now.
Right there. Can't do that.
Oh, y'all, it's a lucky day for us.
You're safe
We
to say.
found it in just the second chamber. I'm so excited.
Fantastic.
So with that, we've got one last shop, and then it's on to the final boss. I'm gonna decide what to power up right here. I suppose that. And then we're getting out of here.
Refreshing.
It's shopping spree time.
Time to deliver the goods.
Have I got time to give a shout out to the marathon?
Absolutely.
I need.
Sure, this is Speedrun Ragnarok 2020, hosted by the RPG Valkyries. They offer a cozy place for speedrunners of all kinds of games to chat and share stories and strategies. Whether you're a novice, expert, or simply a speedrunning enthusiast, you can find a comfy home there. Type !Discord in chat for a link, and I will put that in the chat.
Alrighty. Here's the quote final boss of STYX is our loyal dog Cerberus. And while we don't get to pet him here because he is on the job right now, we are gonna offer him this item that we just found, which is actually his favorite snack, and that's how he's gonna let us pass without biting him. And with that, it is on to the final boss, who is, of course, Hades, my father and the god of the underworld himself. So he's got a big health bar at the top of the screen, but he does have two phases, so it's going to empty out one time, then it's going to fill up again, and I'm going to empty it a second time. And it is at the end of that second time that time will stop.
Who's going to kill whom this time?
Good luck.
Thank you. Here we go.
Darkness. Prepare. Deathless wretches, I compel you to fight. Darkness.
Why don't you let your wretches rest in peace?
Alrighty, so it's not this time. He's just gonna take a little breather.
Boil your blood.
Then his health bar is gonna fill up and we'll do it all over again.
We are not finished. Let's go. I have something for you.
Time's coming up real quick. Once that health bar drops to 0, now. That's a PB for me.
Well done. Congratulations.
What
Thanks.
shall it take? What shall it take for you to blast?
Hades vanquished. That's that for the any heat, y'all. That's all there is to it. Wow, that really is that's a personal best for me.
Well, good job, Mug.
You
Thank
guys
you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, of course, it's my pleasure. I really, really love this game. I had never actually really been that into speedrunning until I started learning this game, and this is my first time running in a marathon, and I'm really happy it's with this game. And yeah, and I'm happy I could top my best while I'm live too. That makes me pretty proud. I hope people see this and think, wow, that looked really chaotic and goofy. I'd like to play that game because you should.
I know I really enjoyed it. And I also know a great way that if you out there watching enjoyed it, you can help celebrate this fantastic personal best. You can
Oh,
donate. You could donate to take this. I'll put a link in the chat, but you can do exclamation point donate. And you can give some money to support the charity of choice here. Take This helps people in the gaming community suffering from mental illness by letting them know they're not alone in their struggles and there are treatment options out there to help. And it sounds like a wonderful cause to me to help celebrate.
I could not agree more. I'm so thankful for Take This, all their efforts, and the RPG Valkyries as well have been just such like a welcoming home for me. I like volunteered at Ragnarok last year, and I'm volunteering again this year. And of course, this is my first time running in it. Big love to the Valkyries and also to Take This.
And thank you to you, Sergeant Mug.
Yeah, and thanks for hanging out with me, Mike. Thanks, Garby, for the donation. Thank you, earlier friend, for the donation. I know it's super late where I live anyway, so to everybody else where it's super late, thanks so much for hanging out. Your support really does mean a lot.